Hi, everyone. Dr. Will Horton here. And I just want to do a quick update on the Insight Advantage for Sports and Performance Hypnosis. Now, I've been wanting to redo this course for a long, long time, and I've been asked to redo it for a couple of years. And I kept delaying redoing it. Not because I didn't have a lot of information I want to teach people on how to work with athletes as a professional, like a hypnotist or a coach or an NLPer, or how to work with athletes if you're a coach or if you're a parent, if you just want to help an athlete, and also how to help yourself. I wanted to make an all-encompassing program so people can use it in different ways. Not just geared for the therapist to work with athletes, but maybe for the therapist, if that's what you are, to work with coaches, to work with parents that want to coach people. Also, help the athletes themselves, that they could learn some techniques on their own. So that was the goal. But the other reason I kept putting it off is I was really looking to a partner, if you will, with someone that I would call the real deal, someone that really does sports and performance coaching, and actually in the real world in some way, shape, or form. And, not just as a hypnotist or as a personal coach or personal trainer, but someone that actually works with elite athletes, right? Because I don't really myself work with as many elite athletes as I used to. And I personally, a couple of years ago, I ripped my Achilles tendon. That stopped me from training in the martial arts. That was my big sport for the last 25, 30 years. I still work out, but it's like, so that kind of put on the back burner. I work with actors and performers, right? So that's why we came up with Insight Advantage for Sports and Performance Hypnosis. It's the same mindset. So, but I wanted to partner with someone that actually works with real life athletes so they can give different stories and different ideas on how it works. And so finally I came across someone who I've known for a long, long time, and we've been kind of talking about it. And then finally we decided to do it. It's Mr. Jeff Neal from the Chicagoland area. He is a world-class MMA. He's in the MMA Hall of Fame as both a fighter and as a coach. He's a certified USA boxing cornerman, where he's been in the corner. You'll see him on, if you're a UFC fan, he'll be, in the corner for some of the top UFC fights. And he works with athletes. He has two beautiful gyms that he works out of, Carson Gracie kind of style jujitsu gym, but they also train true MMA fighters. I mean, the real deal, the guys that, punch and kick and do this for a living, as well as professional boxers. I've had the pleasure of training at both his gyms. He has one in Illinois and one in Indiana. New one in Indiana is absolutely gorgeous. It has a boxing ring, an MMA ring, a couple other places, the bags. It's got everything that you need if you were going to train as an elite, not just as a hobbyist, but as a true professional fighter. So I thought he'd be the great guy because he has good stories on working with fighters, getting them motivated, how to overcome an injury, how to overcome a fear, how to do this. Because it was, as we know, if you followed the career of Mr. Anthony Robbins, our dear friend Tony, as we call him, one of his big breakthroughs was he got to work with some of the basketball players in the Lakers in California. And he posted what he did. It was online. Well, it wasn't posted back then, but he videotaped it. And if you were into the NLP and the hypnosis world, you're like, well, it's very simple. With the one athlete, all he really worked was the circle of excellence, if you're into our world, right? Which is how to step into an elite state and do it replicatably. And he added a couple of twists to it, which were great. Now, and it worked. That guy's shooting percentage went way up. He got very confident. Mr. Robbins worked with other people on the basketball team, and it was great. Kind of really, he was already getting his career into high gear, but this took it to the next level, right? Because that's what we want to teach, is how to do it in the real world, and give you some examples, give you some things that you can draw from, give you some things that you can actually implement easily as a personal coach, and also how to coach coaches, because sometimes you'll get the coaches that want to learn this. That's kind of what I did with Mr. Jeff. He was already an MMA fighter, a boxer, and he did all that. And then, he was learning the NLP and the hypnosis. And I was lucky enough to help teach him the sports and performance stuff I do. And he implemented it at a whole different level. So that's why I'm very excited about offering this. It's going to be offered over 5 weeks. We may do a bonus week, 5 Tuesdays in May. And it's, let me pull up the exact dates. It's May 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th, and 31st at 12 noon Eastern. It'll be here on Zoom. If you sign up, you'll get the link. We'll record it and we'll put it in a private Facebook group for people to review for a limited period of time, and then it will be removed. But it'll be there for you to review, for you to use, and for you to access the information. Because maybe you'll miss one of those classes. And again, that's the May 3rd, 10th, 17th, 25th, 31st, and maybe a bonus class like June 7th or 14th, it depends. And we'll have some fun with it. And you will do some of the exercise. The way we've decided to structure the class, a little bit different. We're going to talk, we're going to give you some techniques and some tips, tell some stories, use a lot of metaphors, how to develop metaphors to work with the clients, because metaphors work great with athletes. And then we'll actually practice the techniques that we'll be learning. One-on-one, we'll break off into our little groups, and you can actually practice the techniques, because knowledge without application is empty. So you have to do both. So you can work with each other and actually work with those kind of things. Now, those of you that's had the pleasure of working with athletes, especially elite athletes or people that want to be elite athletes or performers, actors, singers, dancers, things like that, they're great clients. I always used to say, someone would come to you to stop smoking or lose weight, and those are great clients. I love working with them. And you do your session with them, and then you give them some homework. I want you to read this. I want you to do this every day. And here's a recording. Now it would be downloadable. Back in the day, it would have been a tape when I got started, or now it would be it would have been a CD. Now it's a downloadable. But here, I want you to listen to this every day. Of course, a lot of clients come back, yeah, it's doing pretty good, but not as good as I'd hope. Really, what's going on? Well, did you do the reading I asked you? No, I didn't have time. Did you practice the affirmations or the incantations, the questions I taught you? No, I didn't really have time. Did you listen to the recording? It was only 15 or 18 minutes a few times during the week. No, I really couldn't fit it in. Right? I mean, that happens. We can coach them up and we can help get them going. But the difference is when you work with an athlete or a performer, they come back, okay, I listened to that 4 times a day, every day while I was getting ready. I was doing this. I read what you wanted me to read. Then I went and I found this other stuff to read. Then I did this. I'm doing the questions. Da, 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 da. They're motivated. That's why they are becoming elite athletes. Jeff can tell you stories about, he always loves it when he gets a new guy that or girl, he trains women MMA, that are hungry for it. They get to the gym early, they stay late, they do the extra work. When other people are off talking, drinking water and just, carrying on, they're over there working on a technique, working on something, right? We always hear that in professional sports, like in the NFL, National Football League. They always talk about the elite athletes get, they're at the facility an hour even before the coaches. They're watching tapes, they're reviewing things. They get their workouts in early so they can practice this. They want to get in extra scheduled days. Some of the elite athletes will schedule time on their own with other teammates because they can't by league and union rules train. They can't train constantly, but they'll get off by themselves and they'll have a quarterback camp or a lineman camp or this camp. And they're really wanting to learn. That's the difference. That's why they're such great clients. Now we can also begin to duplicate that. One of the best things I found, and the people I've trained in this found, is they begin to take some of the mindsets from the elite athletes, install it in themselves so they can take their performance to the next level, and also help take that mindset and install it in clients for every other thing you do: smoking, weight loss, addictions, relationships. So you can transfer that information to other people. So it's a great course. Again, it's 5 Tuesdays in May, 3, 10, 17, 24, 31st. It's going to be fun. here on beautiful, it'll be on Zoom, private, and it'll be recorded for you to review later. And the current cost, we're only doing it for $27 because it was a long-term promise that I made to get it out there quickly. So I want to get this information out there. It'll be up for a limited amount of time. And then we plan on doing some other stuff with it, both Jeff and I. So it's going to be wonderful. So if you have any questions, click on the link below, and you can join us on this good journey and share with other hypnotists and that. And the other thing I want you to put in the back of your mind, elite performers and athletes like to work with other elite performers and athletes. They want to take their game to the next level. They want to take their performance to the next level. They don't shy away from that. They want to get in there and, you know, measure themselves by better competition. So that's what we'll, you know, that's why I'm always excited about doing these classes with the hypnotist and the NLPers. We'll probably get some other coaches on here. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it doesn't matter whether you're new or whether you've been around the field for a long time. We're gearing this training much, much different, very geared for the end user and things that we can all use. So if you have any questions, again, click on the link below, shoot me a direct message, an email, phone call. All that information is available to you. And I'll see you as we continue the road to happy destiny. Have a great day.